Welcome to Being Friends with Jess and Toni-ann, an inside look at our friendship, millennial things, sports, and pop culture. Come laugh with us, or maybe at us, and let's be friends.
Hi.
Hello, friends.
We're off
had
to
an interesting kickoff to this whole thing because we're
Oh.
dysfunctional. So we had to start all over again.
The beauty of editing, because that was a rough start.
Dog.
Anyway.
My dog is going to be the death of me during this episode.
Yeah, but the volume is still like, you only hear her bark like all the way at the end, like you barely hear it.
Good.
Because when you're talking, that's like
you
the
can't
only
hear
time.
It. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. What's in your China that I had to close my eyes for because I'm impatient and I need to know?
Well, I feel bad because the last couple of weeks I've just been drinking plain old wine out of a plain old wine glass. I haven't been that creative. But I went to the grocery store before we started filming this and I got a couple ingredients that I'm very excited to make into cocktails. And with the weather being out of control spring-like, I figured why not, bring it up. So I'm a week late because last week was National Margarita Day. But my drink today is... Oh, it's a little bigger than I thought it would be to fit in this glass. But look at this beautiful glass that Kate and Mary got me when they saw that I had no martini glasses.
No, those
look
are
how
so
perfectly
cute.
rimmed I have it this time.
Wow, you did a great job. That's picturesque.
So it's just a margarita.
That?
I know, right? It's a margarita and then just plain margarita. And then I bought the Outshine mango bars with tahini on them. That's like a new thing.
I saw that Snapchat.
So look how it's like summer in a glass.
I love that for you. Okay, wait, before you sip it, can you take a picture of it?
Yes.
So that you could post it for the people. I'll take a picture of mine too.
Yeah, what's yours?
I have a martini also.
Well, mine's a margarita.
Okay, well, I have a martini glass then. Sorry. Okay, so I have martini. I made the drink that I had out on Valentine's Day, which is a they call it, I think it's called East 8 at the restaurant, but it is a martini with coconut rum, amaretto, and pineapple juice. So here we go. Here it is. And they put a cherry in it at the restaurant, but I don't have cherries, so let's see if it tastes as good.
Oh my goodness, wait, we're so good at making drinks right now.
Oh my god, this is so good. Holy
my keyboard's in the background, but whatever.
Wow, I'm so happy with myself right now. That's on point. Okay, so what I did was 2 shots of coconut rum, and then I did a half a shot of amaretto and the rest pineapple juice. So cheers.
That sounds good. Cheers. Look at us. Oh my god, we're mixologists.
So good. Wow. Chef's kiss. We might be having 2 of those during this.
I put a lot of tequila in this, but once the mango starts to melt in, it'll
taste good.
Sweeten it up, water it down. So
I love that you found a popsicle teen in it.
I haven't tried just eating it by itself yet. Maybe I should
Speaking of tahini, did you see that reel that I sent you? That that was like the favors of like ranch water, and they had the mini bottles of tahini.
Yes. Those were adorable.
I didn't send that to you for the ranch water. I specifically sent it to you for the mini bottle of tahini.
Oh, that I knew. Also, shout out to our listeners and just friends that aren't watching this. No less than 20 people sent me that reel/TikTok of when somebody's telling you a really serious story, but there's tahini on your rim. And it's like somebody saying yeah, so my mom died, somebody had cancer, and I'm just and I'm like,
you did not send this to me. I need you to send it to me because it's 100% you.
It made me feel so special that everybody's like, this is you. And I'm like, I know. So here we are. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with this.
I'm so happy that you got
I'm just gonna keep it on display the whole entire
Also, your lime garnish is just so perfectly round and cut. Yeah, you did a great job. I'm really proud of you because usually you don't care what they look like, you care what they taste like.
Thank you.
I'm very proud. All right. Do you want to go first with the ridiculous things, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I can go first. Because mine's not that long or that serious. Because this week's been all right. I mean, no huge complaints. The only thing is that Mother Nature. Like, what's going on?
No huge. It's a lot coming from you.
I'm on one right now, and I don't know why. I think I'm like on an adrenaline rush right now because usually during the week I just eat like Trader Joe's frozen stuff or something quick. And today I went food shopping. I made myself steak fajitas. I made myself a margarita. So I think the adrenaline of like actually doing activity is like making me weird. I don't know. Is this what serotonin is? I don't get enough of it, clearly.
I think this is This is your ridiculous thing, your behavior for being an adult.
Clearly, this is my ridiculous thing that it takes just me doing a simple thing like cooking for myself and going to the grocery store and being around other humans to make me act like I like am enjoying life. It's so cool.
Oh my God.
It all worked out, but that wasn't my ridiculous thing, but that's a good point. I mean, I will say my ridiculous thing is, and I don't know if anybody else has this going on. Now I just thought of this. Speaking of going to the grocery store, I have two ShopRites equidistant to me, okay? I have the Hoboken one, and I have the one at Columbia Park, like in Union City. They're, like, I'm literally smack in the middle. It's the same distance to go to either one.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go to one, I regret not going to the other. And that's I don't know
interesting.
If it's the same as, like, when you get on a line and then the other line moves faster, like, maybe it's just, like, that same effect. But anytime I went to the Columbia Park one today, thinking I was, doing the steak fajita deal that they have going on, thinking like, oh, that's in a more Spanish neighborhood. They'll have a lot more ingredients. They were out of everything. I had to substitute almost everything.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then
I can't believe this deal, though. Can you tell our listeners about the deal?
This is not sponsored by ShopRite, just so everybody's aware. But this week, ShopRite has a deal. Well, by the time you guys are watching this, there's only gonna be like one day left of the sale. But
that's okay. They can still take advantage.
It's like a flank steak. Well, it was supposed to be a flank steak, but then it was supposed to be a skirt steak. But then when I got to the store, they had no more skirt steaks, so they started giving the flank steaks instead. It's $5.99 a pound, and the average price of them was like $8 to $9, let's say. And then when you get that, you get 5 items for free: a lime, a red pepper, a bunch of cilantro, taco mix, and tortillas to make yourself like a taco or fajita night. Yeah, and for me to like chop up cilantro for myself, like that's doing a lot. Okay, that's really doing a lot. And I had an avocado left over in my fridge, so that was good. And of course, I had sour cream in my fridge already. We know this. So yeah, between that and I'm having a pure like Taco Tuesday with a margarita.
Yeah, you really are living it up.
But anyway, that's my ridiculous thing was that I go to this store and I feel like they have nothing. But if I went to the Hoboken ShopRite instead, then they'd have nothing. And I feel like I'm always going to be missing out.
You know what the ironic thing about the story is? That like when we lived together in Union City, I feel like you always went to the Hoboken ShopRite and we always went to the one that you're talking about. And we were never like, and I feel like we had this issue where we were like, oh, they didn't have this at ShopRite. Then like you would go to the Hoboken one and you were like, they have a ton of it.
I know.
So this has been going on for years, clearly.
I think I clearly never understood that there's certain days that they stock up, like where all the trucks come in.
Yes.
I need to figure out that schedule.
Monday at Wegmans is like barren.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Today was Tuesday, and I thought that's when Hoboken stocks up. Maybe Union City doesn't. So maybe if today was Tuesday, I should have went to Hoboken. But I'm glad I didn't, because when I go to Hoboken, I also have the other gateway of passing Trader Joe's. So I usually also go into Trader Joe's. And then that doubles my shopping trip, which I didn't need to do. So, because the only thing I really need in Trader Joe's right now is more of the oat creamer, and I could get that at any time. So it was just good I didn't go. But yeah, that's the ridiculous thing, is that I guess that was me complaining about how I feel like the store never has anything. But more realistically, what I was going to go in and say was my ridiculous thing was the fact that it is going to be tomorrow's leap. Oh no, 2 days from now is leap day. So it's still February. Monday, Friday is March 1st, which is when this episode will be debuting.
Yes. And I feel like we cannot make it through an episode without you telling us what day is what day.
And it's 60 degrees this weekend. What is going on? I know the groundhog said we're getting an early spring, but this is ridiculous.
I think
it's a ridiculous thing.
You're the only person mad about it because the rest of the population has seasonal depression, so they're happy about it.
I know. You guys heard my sob story last week as well. I broke my toe. I had to miss this past weekend to go skiing, and
Which
my
was the good
cousins
weekend.
weren't really that nice to me. They told me that they had an amazing time. They could have told me it sucked, but they were like, can't even lie, it was really great. I was like,
I can't hear you.
Huh?
I couldn't hear you. Your mouth was moving, but I heard no words.
Oh, what'd you hear?
I heard nothing. I just saw.
Oh, I said my cousins suck because instead of lying to me and saying that they did not have fun weekend, they told me it was an amazing time. They couldn't even lie to me. And I should have been there. And I'm like, well, I broke my toe, so thank you. And it still hurts right now. So I don't even know if I could do this weekend.
I really think that you should go to the doctor maybe because it's been 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, but it says on the internet that a broken toe could take 6 to 8 weeks to heal.
The internet probably also would tell you that you have cancer because you broke your toe.
No, I looked into it. I Googled broken toe and the pictures, which I don't like looking at pictures of other people's feet on the internet, but it was needed for the research. It looked just like what my toe looked like. So it's definitely a broken toe. And it said it could take 6 to 8 weeks to heal. So me being optimistic I could ski in 3 weeks might be a little premature.
I think so.
But if I do end up going this weekend, it's going to be in the 50s, well, at least the 40s on the mountain. It's always cooler, but that's like t-shirt weather for skiing. Like I'm gonna have to bring sunscreen to ski. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
Anything like over 30 is like warm to ski.
I've never gone skiing, so
because you're in so many layers and you're doing a lot of activity. You sweat.
Okay, I believe you. I mean, I feel the same way when you go ice skating. Like, it's a lot of physical exertion. So yes,
I've been ice skating twice in my life.
Weird.
Why? Is that a normal activity for people to do a lot?
I feel like it is. Like in high school, you didn't like go ice skating with your friends on like the weekends. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the ice skating rink, but I can only tell you there's probably only 1 or 2 times I actually went on the ice.
I just have a lot of questions. But okay.
Anyone who lives in Staten Island knows. You went to the ice skating rink, that was like your thing to do if you didn't go to the movies on the weekend. But like most of the time you just hung around the concession stands or the stands and just like effed around.
Yeah, we didn't do that. We went on the actual ice.
There were plenty of people that did go on the ice. It was free skate, but like I didn't really. Look at my issues now. I think about how many more issues.
No, it's probably a good thing that you didn't go on the ice. Anyway, we're gonna end that ridiculousness.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you my ridiculous thing because this is like literally so bad that I do this. But anyway, so I have a problem. I'm one of those people that like, if you tell me we're going to eat somewhere, I am looking up the menu as soon as we make this plan. I also have this problem where, like, when I watch reality television, if I see the logo of where they're eating, I am looking at the menu while they are at the establishment.
Which is why we're friends. Yes.
So Friday or Saturday, Alec is like, let's go out to eat tonight. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, so I have like a note in my phone of like just places that are like not chains that like we want to try. So I had this place on Route 22 on my list. So I look it up and they have 3 locations. I didn't know that. So I was like, oh. So I look up the one that's on like that made me put it on the list, the one on 22. I look that up and I'm like, okay, this menu looks good. Cool. So then I'm like, wait, let's see if all the locations like have different menus. So then the Somerset location had a different menu. So I was like, nah, I like this one better. Anyway, we get to the restaurant and like, when you read something on a menu and you're like, that's going to be good. So Alec always wants nachos as an appetizer and I do not, because 1, I don't really love everything on the nachos. Like I really just want the meat, the cheese and chips, which nobody's surprised at. Anyway.
The rolling of my eyes with the
okay, so like, and when you get nachos out, it's not the same as like when you make them at home. When you make them at home, you make them with care. Like you layer the cheese, you layer the ingredients. Not just like home. That's weird. Anyway. But you're layering it so you get the stuff throughout. At restaurants, they just pile all the
do that.
Yeah, but at the restaurant, they just pile all the shit on top, and they don't do that. This place did that, and they made a homemade cheese sauce, and the whole plate was covered in the cheese sauce, so the bottom chips actually got cheese on them.
Mm.
Fantastic. So they're so good. We're going back just for the nachos. Anyway, but I realized that this is a real problem for me when Sunday we didn't want to cook. So Alec was like, "Do you want to go to the diner?" And I was like, "Sure." And then he thought about it and he was like, "Actually, I'm really in the mood for IHOP." And I was like, "Actually, I am too. Like, did we like see an IHOP commercial that we both just want IHOP suddenly?" So we decided that we're gonna go to IHOP. And on the way to IHOP, I'm looking at the fucking menu. Like, I don't know I'm gonna get pancakes.
But maybe you wanted some kind of egg thing with it.
Ew, I don't even like eggs. I did wind up getting a combo and I gave my eggs to Alec because I wanted only 2 pancakes and like the sides. But regardless, why couldn't I just wait until I got there? Why did I have to look that up? They've had the same menu for their entire eternity. The entire thing.
I don't think the menu's ever changed.
No, their dinner items change, but nobody goes there for dinner.
Ew, yeah, no.
Like, even if you go there for dinner, I did have chicken fingers one time at IHOP.
Well, it's like a diner, right? It's like diner food.
Right, like,
yeah.
And that was because it was, like, near the movie theaters in my hometown,
right.
So, like, we went there before a movie, and I just wasn't in the mood for pancakes, so I got chicken tenders, but you know what I mean? Anyway, long story short, this is this is ridiculousness that people relate to, and I just hit a new level of ridiculous when I couldn't even wait to get to
I think it comes with us as we get older being hangrier faster. Like, we want to know what we're ordering the minute we sit down. Like, we don't want to. But I also didn't
do that. Like, I still held up the entire process.
Then I don't know. I don't know.
That's the worst part about it. It's like, I will narrow things down.
But then you'll still proceed to read the whole menu when you get there.
To act like I didn't know what I was ordering last Thursday. Like,
I usually just go online beforehand, not to plan what I'm gonna eat, but just to get a vibe of what the menu is. Like, if I see crispy Brussels, I'm like, let's go. This is a good place. But
they did have crispy Brussels there, for the record.
IHOP had crispy Brussels?
Oh no, the other restaurant.
Oh, like, that's not a vibe at all.
But I literally was just so like, I don't even know. I don't know. I do this all the time. Because then I sit down and I have like 2 things in mind and then I don't know what to do. I do it because I'm so indecisive. Like, at least I have my options narrowed by the time I get there. I still don't know what I want, but I have them narrowed down.
You know what IHOP always reminds me of? Back in college, me and Christy Curley, we went one day for free pancake day to IHOP, like at night. It was like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm sure you remember this story. We went there, just the 2 of us. And when we got there, it was like an hour and a half, 2-hour wait. And we were like, we're not doing this for free pancakes when we don't even really like them. So we left and we went to Wendy's instead. Oh, which is another thing I'm going to mention in a minute. And on the way back to campus, a deer runs out in front of me. And remember, I just hit the deer. Like, he ran out in front of me. Luckily, I was turning on Park Ave or Danforth, whatever that is.
In your car.
So I only hit him with like my taillight, like only like his butt got bumped. Like, I think he lived. But then I got out of the car and his like cotton tail was like stuck in the headlight. And so anytime I hear IHOP, I think of that.
A week.
What?
We all tortured you at practice for like the entire week.
Oh my God. And I wouldn't touch it. I would not, until I went home and my dad took the hair out, I would not touch the headlight. I was traumatized.
Oh my God.
Oh, but yeah, that's good though. But speaking of Wendy's, did you see that they're going to try dynamic pricing or surge pricing for their food?
Yeah. What is that?
It's not going to work. They're going to fail miserably.
I don't understand what these businesses, like, are you trying to ruin your business? Like,
no one's going to go for that.
Right. Like, okay, so lunch and dinner is going to be surge. So you know what people are going to do? They're going to go at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll find loopholes.
Yeah. Or they'll just stop patronizing you completely because there's McDonald's right next door.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right. So stupid.
You need to
So
remember you're a fast
stupid.
food restaurant. Know your place.
Right. Like, I'm just over everyone. I'm really
Mhm.
over everyone. Anyway, today you talked about avocados before because you got a free avocado, but
Oh, it came off the stick.
the timing of avocados, like, and when you use them, is just such like a gamble. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you have to buy them, and then you have to figure out what day you're going to use the avocado. If it will be ripe by then. What did you just do?
Are you're still talking throughout? I'm having a tragedy happen over here. And
I'm
you're
just
still
used to
going on
it.
about avocados. I have mango on my sock right now. The ice pop melted off the stick and it hit the side of my glass, and there's mango like going down my glass.
Oh my God, you're a mess.
Back to that's gonna be a good clip. Back to avocados.
Anyway, so you have to like literally do mathematics to figure out if the avocado is going to be ripe by the time you need it. Now, I bought a 4-pack, like, the bag of 4 the other day because I was making salmon bowls for dinner tonight. But then, or I was supposed to make them yesterday, didn't make them yesterday. All my dinners got like pushed back a day because we didn't make dinner on Sunday.
Right.
So now I had 2 ripe avocados today, which I did use. But if I would have let them go another day, they would have been garbage.
You put them in the fridge, they will
I was
stay
gonna
kind of where they
say,
were.
ask you if you ever did that.
Yeah,
Does it
I put
work?
them in. I actually keep them in the fridge until like the day or
Do
two
you
before
do
I know
that
I want to
water
use
thing?
them. No, what's that?
Like, I heard that you're supposed to put them in a pitcher of water in the fridge.
Oh
I don't know where I
no.
saw that. Okay, so just put it in the fridge and it'll stay
Yeah,
at
I
its.
just buy the bag and I put it, and I usually buy the minis, so they're already kind of like almost ripe when you buy them,
Mhm.
and you just keep them in the fridge, and then like a day before you want to use them, just take them out.
Hmm.
It usually
Okay,
works.
this is interesting
Or
information.
you leave them until they're ripe and then put them in the fridge.
Right, like this one is like I have one that'll be ripe by like tomorrow, which is fine because I'm gonna bring it to work and use it for my
Yeah.
lunch. But you know, it's just it's crazy. So crazy. Um, that was the one thought I had today. Another thought that I had last week, right after we recorded, was my problem with unnecessary thank yous.
Mm.
This woman, she walked into the bathroom at work and I said thank you. Because
What?
I thought she was gonna hold the door for me and she did not.
That's awkward.
So she walked in and I was like, oh thank you.
I used to accidentally, when I worked the drive-thru at Dunkin', I used to say, "Okay, love you, bye," all the time. All the time. It was so embarrassing because I always thought I was on a phone call.
I'm gonna cry.
I thought that when you brought up the unnecessary thank yous, I thought this was going to turn into a whole feminism thing about how like women should stop apologizing. But no, it's just that you inappropriately say thank you.
That too. I overthink like even servers at restaurants because I worked in a restaurant. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
they'll bring like a napkin. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much.
No, yeah. And I know.
I really overcompensate.
I don't know if Elena watches this podcast, but if she does, she'll laugh at me pointing out that I've always pointed out to her when we go to eat, she'll always say to the waitress, like, when you get a second, like, I don't mean to bother you. Like, I'm so much. Like, can I? And I'm always like, Elena, this is literally their job. Like, you're ordering your food and you're like, if it doesn't trouble you. I'm like, this is their job.
I know, but some people like when you work in a restaurant, like honestly, people should have to work in a restaurant for like fuck jury duty.
Oh,
You should have to
oh,
you should have to work in a restaurant for a week as your civil duty. People would be nicer, I promise you. I
I worked at
promise you they
Dunkin'.
would
I'm
be nicer.
exempt.
Or yeah, some sort of like job like in the service industry.
Because people without their coffee can be really mean.
Yeah, but like you
Even
want
really
you
shitty Dunkin' coffee.
right, but if you want to see like mean like go to a restaurant or Friday or Saturday night and just see how people treat their servers.
No, I know.
It's terrible. Like
No,
it's
I
so
know.
bad.
But the unnecessary thank you of somebody just walking into the bathroom was quite interesting.
Like, and I do this too, like, so at work, obviously, like, I process invoices, and, like, the woman that pays the actual invoices, like, I don't pay them, I just enter them. The
Yeah.
woman that pays them will be like, "Jess, is everything in for this date?" And I'll be like, "Sure." Or she'll be like, "Jess, can you give me this?" And I'll say thank you to her, but she asked me a question.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I'll be like, "Okay, thanks so much." Like, why do I do
guess
that?
that's email stuff too, because I will be emailing somebody telling them like something bad, like God forbid, like your contract's ending next week, or like that raise you asked about, like, no, sorry, you're not getting it. And I'll add it with thanks. Like, what am I thanking them for?
Mine always says thanks. Always.
When
That's
I'm
my
not,
signature.
there's no
Thanks,
request in the entire
comma,
email.
Jessica. I know. It's
Oh, your
just
email,
so
your signature has thanks in it?
yeah, because I hate the word best or like since like what is best? What is that?
I don't do that. I
That
don't
is
think I do any kind of sign off.
that is the worst of all.
I say let me know a lot, which maybe isn't like proper email
No, you
etiquette.
say let me know, but like my signature says like thanks, comma, Jessica. Like
Oh,
it's in all of them. But like when you say best, like best what? I'm at work. Nothing is best.
best regards, sincerely.
No, no. I had one coworker. I feel like I know somebody that ended like with cheers all the time, and I was like, "Are we in
Oh,
Britain?"
yeah.
What? Like,
Cheerio.
okay, like cheers is at least chipper. Like, best. I don't get that one. I really don't. And I
Hope your
feel like
trip
a
home
lot of
on the
people
tube
use
is
it.
great. Cheerio.
Oh my God, we're starting this again.
Everybody loves it, except you. It's fine.
It's not that I don't love it. You just don't live in England. Um, Speaking of England, before we get to the last topic that I added to this note, have you been down this like where is Kate rabbit hole? Because
I'm concerned. We need proof of life.
like what? How did it like she really did fall off the face of the earth. Like
And William now canceled something this week that he was supposed to go to. So, like, is something wrong? What is happening?
right. Like I feel like she's like very ill. If
Well, I saw like a People magazine article that was
like
like,
did they say what she had? Like
no,
what
they
her
won't say what
surgery
she had.
was?
They won't say what she had, but a source who's familiar with her issue said that it's a long road to recovery. And I'm like, okay, so if you know what the issue is, why not say it? Why are we all being
Right.
kept
It's
in the dark?
weird that they're being shady. Also, the weird thing about it is that like Prince Charles is sick, has can or King Charles, whatever the hell he is now.
Right.
Anyway,
Unfortunately.
he is sick, and like you say what he has, but like I saw a tweet and it was like, so Kate Middleton, who literally is outside taking paparazzi photos, 12 hours after birth, we're supposed to think just like had a surgery and doesn't want anybody to know what's wrong with
I
her or
know.
like is nowhere to be seen.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
Right. I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely weird. I mean, I understand if William like needs to take care of the children because of her, but like also you're royal, so like you definitely have a nanny.
Several.
Right.
Plus a
Like
grandma who's happy to
each
take care
kid
of them
probably
too.
has their own nanny.
Uh-huh.
And exactly, and I mean, she has a sister and parents, and like, I don't know.
No, it's shady. It's very shady. And I love Kate, so I'm a little concerned. And meanwhile, now all this new stuff is coming out slandering William because now Harry and Meghan decided to come roll back on the scene now that their family all seems to be dropping like flies. And is it a coincidence? I'm not sure. That's all I'm saying. Big conspiracy theorist here. There's a reason why now there's all bad press about William, and Harry and Meghan are starting to show up in the press again all around the same time that all this is going down.
Right.
So I don't know, but it's a little concerning. We haven't seen Kate. I feel like she's like Shelley Miscavige in the Scientologist. Like, I'm a little concerned.
I don't know what that is, but we'll have to save your Scientology for a different day.
It's not my Scientology, to be clear. It's not my Scientology.
I don't have I don't have the brain or bandwidth for that tonight.
Well, to be short and quick about it, Shelley Miscavige is the wife of the leader of the Church of Scientology right now, and she went missing years ago, and nobody's seen her.
That's so weird.
And Leah Remini and like all people that were like friends with her at the time have been asking like, where is she? And like and Scientology's been like, no, she's fine. Like she's around all the time. But then like you never see a picture of her. You never see her out.
That's scary.
So I'm like, is this now Kate?
Right.
I'm concerned. So
That is
I hope she's okay.
weird. That's super weird. I don't like it.
I'm hoping that there's some proof of life shown eventually.
Yeah, I do too, because like I really don't like, I just pay attention to like what the mainstream news is. I was much more involved like when the boys were younger and they were cute and single and like always on the cover of magazines. But then like, like I was very into the royal weddings, whatever. Yeah. But I just don't have the time or the energy anymore to like keep up with it. But like I'm getting concerned that it's all over the internet. Like, where is she?
Right. Not one like wave from like a window or something. Like
nothing. Or even like a paparazzi of like her going to a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, like is she home recovering or is she still in the hospital?
Right. Like I feel like I would feel better about that, like if you saw her like leaving her home or like a car that was supposedly hers.
I don't know if she's out of the hospital yet.
I thought she was out of the hospital.
I don't know. That's what I mean. It's all mixed signals. It's all confusing.
Oh yeah, I don't really know either.
Kate Middleton, if you're watching this podcast,
blink twice if you need help.
Please reach out to @beingfriendspod. We will help you. I'd like to think that Kate's watching. She's
listening.
I would like to think so. I don't know. Maybe she just looks at the most random American podcast she could find and she stumbled upon ours.
Maybe.
Love you, girl.
Oh my God. All right, before we get into the last, do you have any other topics to talk about? Because then we're on the last
I came very unprepared into this episode. I was just so excited about my beverage that I didn't plan anything else.
That's fine. That's totally fine. All right, so this is such a morbid turn.
I don't even remember what you were going to bring up. Oh, yeah, now I do. No, it's not morbid. It's funny.
You just need to know if other people did this because the girl at work found out I did this today.
It's well established that everyone did this.
Okay, great. So, as you know, I work in an office.
I shouldn't sip my drink at this moment.
As you know, I work in an office that like is very like paper trails of everything. Like we have a lot of documents, like whatever, we save a lot of things. So anyway, we had a meeting today in the conference room. There's like a lot of boxes of things that need to go to storage because like we can't get rid of these files. We need to save them for like X amount of years before we can destroy them because it's all billing and it's not in our system. So anyway.
Can't you just scan them?
No, there's so much that would take way too much time. Like you don't even know how much time it would take to do all of that. We are moving into new territory, but anyway, so the old stuff needs to go down to the yard, but like we need to clear, our storage unit, but we need to clear out the storage unit to make more room for these boxes. Right. Anyway, so when we were sitting there, one of like the coworkers that's newer, she was like, "Is there a fire extinguisher like in this office?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think it's in the kitchen." She was like, "Good, because if this place ever went up, like we are burning to a crisp with all this paper. Like we do not stand a chance." I'm like, "Yeah, like when you used to set your Sims on fire." She just looked at me and she was like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, you like build the whole house. Like you would build the house and then you would put a fireplace and then you would put one couch in the fireplace sticking out and you would make a ring of couches and then drop all the Sims inside of it and then you light the fireplace on fire and you would just watch them go crazy." I said, "And if you put the sound on, it was even better because it was just..."
And then the Grim Reaper comes.
7 Grim Reaper come.
Wait, how old is this coworker that she was probably like so scared?
No, she's older than us. She's like in her 40s. So she was like, "I knew I liked you."
Oh, so she did do that.
No, she was like, "I don't think I ever did that, but I you're sick."
Oh no, I loved and you put them in the pool and then you take the ladder away and they drown.
Oh, I never did that.
Yes, fantastic. They kept going like the thought bubble, like, where's the ladder? Where's the ladder? And you give them like 25 to 30 minutes and they just drown. Or, you just do 4 walls like in a closet with no door.
You know why I don't think that? Like, I feel like the older millennials that had The Sims first didn't think of the sick shit that the younger millennials did.
No, Sims 1 is where all the crazy shit went down.
When they got like bored, like when we got bored and we were just like, you know what, let's just set these people on fire.
Yeah, like who was the first, like probably 10, 11-year-old kid that thought, if I just surround this Sim by 4 walls and nothing else, what will happen? He just ends up peeing, pooping, not being able to sleep, and just dead.
I think it's more funny. Because like their outer like monologue, like that the thing is in distress.
It looks so like I guess all 90s children are sociopaths. Why would we do that and think it's fun?
I think because we didn't have phones, so like this was our form of entertainment. It was watch TV or set Sims on fire. There was no in between. Or play outside,
I know. I have one more thing we could run through that's related
on a
to
rainy
this topic.
day. On a rainy day, you had to make your own fun. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I'm saying I have something that relates to this topic. We can just run through a nostalgia list quick.
All right,
I don't know if you saw it on my story before we recorded today, but
I don't think I looked.
I saw one of those
I did.
things that's like you had to be there to experience it.
Yes.
And it was all the stuff of our youth, and it just brought me back like so much. Like our childhood was so good. So I'm just gonna go through a list to read it out.
These kids don't even understand.
Like so like The Sims was on this, obviously. Dance Dance Revolution, the mat that you like had in your own like house.
Actually, best.
Hit clips.
Oh yeah.
You had to have the Hit Me Baby One More Time one. That's like a requirement.
That I had that one, and I had Dream, He Loves Me Not, and The Call. Those were my only 3 hip clips.
Can you imagine?
Also, speaking of DDR, like if you don't hear Sandstorm and just automatically start like stomping your left and right foot and holding it down, like I don't know you.
I was a DDR creep. Like
I know, but I feel like if I were to hear that at a wedding, like I would just start like I think I would do that subconsciously. Like I would just start being like,
what's the Sandstorm? Oh yeah, that.
And then it would be like do. I
had a friend who did that on like 2 times speed. I'm like, are you insane?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how he did his feet like that.
I told Alec like 2 weeks ago I wanted to buy Guitar Hero again, and he told me that was an unnecessary purchase.
If you download Fortnite, they have a festival thing, which you do it on a controller. It's not with an actual guitar, but it's very similar to Rock Band.
No, I want like the guitar, and I want to sit here and drink drinks and like just play Guitar Hero.
That'd be a fun game night. You should do that.
It would be so fun, but I was told it was an unnecessary purchase, and this is why we have no money.
Anyway, to continue the list, Game Boy Color, and the one in the picture is the purple one, which is the exact one that I had with the worm light, so you could play at night.
A worm light, yeah.
Can you imagine that? Okay, back to the hit clips for a second. The fact that it was like a 30-second clip of a song, and that's all we got.
Right.
And now these kids have access to billions of songs.
Like, hit clips were such a vibe. Like, I vividly remember this girl. So, like, at lunch, like, you had the lunch ladies, whatever. I don't know why. There was, like, the microphone that they used to use to, like, call up tables to go get their hot lunch. Yeah. I just remember at, like, the end of one lunch, this girl we were in 3rd grade. I don't remember why I know that we were in 3rd grade. But she like went up to the microphone with the lunch lady and like played her hit clip in the microphone, and it was like the entire lunchroom erupted. Like you thought that the Backstreet Boys were in concert there.
And that's all we got was like 30 seconds, and we loved it. We played it over and over and over and over again.
Is it Tamagotchi on this thing?
Tamagotchi is on this, of course. Neopets.
Okay.
Beanie Babies.
Duh.
Butterfly clips.
No.
The best friends necklace with the broken heart, where you split it up for each other.
Mm-hmm.
The silver charm bracelets with the like square
charms, like yeah.
No, not the hanging ones, like the squares.
Oh, the nomination bracelets.
Yes, the nomination bracelets, which are coming back in style now, actually, and I still have mine.
I wonder what happened to mine.
Yeah.
You were only cool if you had the really stretchy nomination bracelet from Italy.
Those Steve Madden sandal things.
Oh yes, I had those. And I had the white platform sneakers that were like this thick.
Yeah. AOL Messenger, obviously. AIM. Bratz dolls.
Mm-hmm.
T-Mobile Sidekick.
I had one of those.
Now that's what I call music.
Yes.
LimeWire. The candied like lip smackers.
Yes.
Jelly pens.
Ugh, love.
And I don't know what this last one is. It's a little too small for me to see. Oh, the electronic video journal, or it was like a locked journal that's like electronic.
Hold on, I'm going to look.
Called. It's on my story.
I know, that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
The lock journal?
It was literally like.
Oh, I see it.
You know, oh my God.
Wait, you forgot about the best thing on here.
I was getting to it.
The shirt?
Yeah. Like the early 2000s were a vibe, man. Like late 90s.
You know these shirts are going to come back and Gen Z is going to act like, we made this shirt. No, you didn't. No, you did not.
That's what I mean. Even the nominations are coming back. Everything old is new again.
Oh,
the flare jeans.
I literally, while we're going over this nostalgia, we just have to talk about how I'm like petrified of Gen Z, like the teenage Gen Z. I'm really afraid of them. I'm afraid
Jess
they're gonna kill me.
actually texted me concerned for her own life this weekend.
We were in this restaurant and all these girls literally in front of me are in the exact same outfit, like the exact same outfit. And while, yes, our generation did that, where like we wore leggings with like layered shirts and whatever, we never went out in the exact same color with the exact same pair of pants and the exact same sneakers. Like, do you have any individuality? Is this what Instagram is doing to our world? Because I don't like it.
I don't know. I think it's a regression of body positivity too, because everybody thinks that they need to wear like a black shirt because that's how they look skinniest.
Well, that too, yes.
Mm-hmm. Which I mean, black shirt. But I mean,
swear to God, if these girls bring back low cut jeans,
they're already low rise. They're being brought back.
Oh, I don't want them.
No,
I rather like literally, like I don't even know. I don't even know what I would do. I think I would rather like
low-rise flare. They're all coming back.
No.
Next, they're gonna do the big chain belts that we had.
Oh, that was the other thing. Wait, that was the other thing. So then this whole group of girlfriends is like together. They were there for a birthday and they're matching. And then walks in this girl, and mind you, it was cold on Saturday night. Like it was like 40, below 40 degrees.
Right.
And it was windy, like windy. This girl walks into this restaurant in a short sleeve crop top to dinner with her parents, and her belt was a piece of string, like a literal piece of string.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
I don't get it. I just don't understand.
That's like the one thing I really could do without coming back, though. Those like chain belt loops. Oh, I hated them.
But twine? Twine.
like fishing wire.
What?
Lost.
What are we doing?
I don't know. My one loose mom jean, baggy jeans are the only like Gen Z stuff I'm grasping, and white sneaks.
But they look cute. Like the difference is like, okay, if it looks good on you, great. But if we went to dinner wearing the exact same pair of jeans and a black shirt and white sneakers, like literally push me in front of a moving vehicle.
You know, the next time I see you, that's what I'm showing up in, because I just can't help myself now.
Okay, but again, that's fine. Like I said to you, like you coordinate outfits, but why do we all have to look the same?
I don't know.
Meanwhile, I feel like all of these girls are like, yeah, we don't stand for any bullshit. And I love that about them, but like, show it by not dressing like each other.
Yeah, I don't think they really do that. All that fake rah-rah, we're independents, they're not. They're just another generation of girls. I'm sorry. I would like to think that the world is progressing, but every teenage girl thinks the same regardless of how old you are. It will never, I mean, regardless of what year it is, like it will never change. You're a 14 to 16-year-old girl, or I'd say even actually like 12 to like 16-year-old girl, you're going to be dressing, thinking exactly the same. And then like your brain is going to be the same as we were when we were teenagers, and the generation before us was teenagers. Like we all don't have that much individuality at that age.
Yeah, but you know what the difference is? That they look like they're like our age. Like they look better than us, too.
No, they're definitely looking more mature.
My computer.
Oh, because think about it, when we were their age, being individual was like dressing like emo girl, and now that's even in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really talk. I went and bought etnies. Did I ever ride a skateboard? No, I fell off my skateboard multiple times. But they looked cute. Mm-hmm. But again, it was the style. Like, it was the skinny jeans, whatever. I didn't have the same pair and color etnies as all my friends.
I'm happy we missed the trend with the Heelys. That was my sister's generation, because think how many broken ankles I would have had with those shoes.
No, I used to borrow my sister's.
I would never have functioned well with those.
They were so fun. She got them for like her birthday.
Yeah, that is like our sister's age. They loved them. I was like, no, I'm gonna pass. Yeah, nostalgia.
Ugh, what a good ending note.
Did you finish your drink?
Yeah, I did. Did you finish yours?
I'm just about done. It's like the perfect slush now.
Your popsicle, like, wow, what a good night for our drinks.
I highly recommend this. This was delicious.
Yeah, we're gonna have to post it too. We also saved a story for our drinks, a highlight. So we'll put them on the highlight. Stop licking the tea. Nobody wants to watch.
I had to do it once because that was what I joked about.
So, this just in, Chris and Cavalaria and a TikToker hard launched their relationship. Guess we could talk about that next week.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was very distraught when her and Jay Cutler got divorced, but we'll talk about that at a different time. Anywho, we did make a highlight so we can save the drinks if ever like anybody wants to drink something that they saw us drink. We'll try and save them there. But other than that, just keep sharing and subscribing and liking and listening.
Yes, we're really becoming quite the mixologists. We're becoming influencers, trendsetters for all like 15 of you.
Yeah. This is like for who?
One day we'll go viral. Maybe
Listen, we are having fun, and that's all that matters.
You know what? The next time I make this margarita, I took a picture of it and I'm gonna put it on the story, but it's like on my like computer desk and stuff. I'm gonna do like a whole like photo shoot, like reel of it, and like maybe we could go viral. Because that was a really good drink.
Do it. Literally, we should just start making reels of all our drinks so that if people want to make them, they can see. Toni-ann needs to sponsor you. They don't know what they're doing.
I know. They're really missing out on my free advertising because I don't shut up about them.
You know that so many people have told me they didn't know what it was until you talked about it on the podcast. And that's like people that like are listening to the podcast. So you really are influencing people for the Toni-ann.
At Toni-ann USA, listen up. I'm going to tag them again in this picture, in this story, and be like, get on it. I'm ready. I'm here. I'm able. What are we doing? At least send me like one of those like cute like influencer like care packages or something.
A PR package?
Yeah, is that what they're called? Yeah, PR package. Yeah. All right. Well, this was fun.
This was fun. Everybody have a great weekend when you listen to this.
Yes.
And thanks for being our friend.
Ciao, bitches.
Hi, friends. Wow, you listened to the whole thing. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform and share it with your friends. Ratings, reviews, and comments help as well. See you next week. Thanks for being our friend.